Just after sunrise, the South China Sea churns with tension. The first light of day reveals a restless expanse, where the calm of dawn is shattered by the presence of warships and the hum of military activity. This is no ordinary morning. Beneath the golden sky, a high-stakes drama is unfolding. Breaking news flashes across screens worldwide. US and Philippine Navy confront Chinese vessels near the Spratlys. Urgent headlines scroll, alerting millions to a rapidly escalating situation that could have far-reaching consequences. Gray warships line up, bristling with missiles and radars, their decks crowded with sailors at the ready. The air is thick with anticipation as these powerful vessels maneuver into strategic positions, each side unwilling to yield. Fighter jets roar overhead, slicing through the sky as they scan for trouble below. Their presence is a stark reminder of the stakes and the potential for conflict to erupt at any moment. The world holds its breath as three nations' flags whip in the wind, crews watching rivals through binoculars. Every movement is scrutinized, every gesture calculated as tension mounts on the open sea. At the heart of the incident, a Philippine patrol boat edges closer to a disputed reef, its crew navigating treacherous waters both literally and diplomatically. The reef, a small patch of coral, has become the center of a much larger struggle for control and sovereignty. Loudspeakers blare warnings in English, Filipino, and Mandarin echoing across the waves. Commands and cautions are broadcast, each side demanding the other retreat, voices tense with urgency. Chinese Coast Guard vessels respond, refusing to back down. Their ships form a barrier, engines rumbling as they hold their ground, determined to assert their claim over these contested waters. A US destroyer stands close by, presence steady and clear. Its imposing silhouette signals unwavering support for the Philippines, and a warning that the world is watching. Reporters describe the moment as a powder keg, ready to ignite. Live broadcasts capture the anxiety and uncertainty, as experts debate the risks of miscalculation and the possibility of open conflict. Satellite news beams the tense standoff live into homes worldwide. Families gather around screens, watching history unfold in real time, aware that the outcome here could shape the future of the region. In the Philippines, crowds gather around radios and TVs, anxious for updates. The mood is tense, with people whispering fears of escalation and hoping for a peaceful resolution. US officials urge calm, but insist on standing with their ally. Statements are carefully worded, balancing the need for deterrence with the hope of avoiding war. Chinese spokespersons denounce provocations and demand withdrawal. Their words are firm, reflecting national pride and a refusal to back down from what they see as a challenge to sovereignty. The drama at sea is now a global flashpoint. Governments and analysts around the world monitor developments, aware that a single misstep could trigger a much larger crisis. With each encounter, the risks grow and the world pays closer attention. Headlines dominate newspapers, and social media buzzes with speculation and concern. The Pacific has become a stage for power, pride, and the uncertain future of peace. As ships patrol the horizon and leaders weigh their next moves, the world waits, hoping that diplomacy will prevail over confrontation. On the warships, sailors and marines stand tense at their posts. Every radio call and radar ping is a potential warning. Pilots in cockpits scan the sea for sudden moves. Each side knows one mistake could lead to disaster. The air buzzes with energy and fear. Back on land, families gather around televisions waiting for updates. Grandmothers pray in churches, while parents reassure children. College students debate what might happen next, scrolling social media. Fishermen watch from harbors, hoping their livelihoods won't be caught in the crossfire. Military leaders brief their governments, weighing risks and next steps. The world's attention is fixed on this remote stretch of sea. The stakes are high, not just for the countries involved, but for peace across the Pacific. The United States and the Philippines share a long, complicated history, shaped by decades of cooperation, conflict, and shifting global dynamics. Their relationship has evolved through colonial times, war, and independence, laying the groundwork for a unique alliance in Asia. After World War II, both nations recognized the need for a formal security partnership. In 1951, they signed the Mutual Defense Treaty, a landmark agreement that would define their military relationship for generations. This treaty promises that, if either nation is attacked in the Pacific, the other will come to its defense. It was a clear message to the world. The US and the Philippines would stand together against any threat in the region. During the Cold War, the alliance was especially strong. U.S. military bases in the Philippines became strategic outposts, helping to counter the spread of communism in Asia. Joint military drills and close cooperation were routine, reinforcing the sense of shared purpose. But after the Cold War ended, the partnership cooled. The world was changing, and both countries began to look inward, reassessing their priorities. In 1992, the U.S. closed its military bases in the Philippines, ending a major chapter in their defense relationship. For a while, the alliance seemed to fade into the background. The Mutual Defense Treaty, once a cornerstone of regional security, appeared less relevant as both nations focused on domestic issues and new global challenges. But the rise of China changed everything. As Beijing built artificial islands and expanded its military presence in the South China Sea, old fears and new uncertainties returned to the region. Filipino leaders realized they needed strong allies to defend their territorial claims and safeguard their sovereignty. The need for support became urgent. The United States, too, saw the Philippines as a vital partner once again, an anchor for its strategy in the Indo-Pacific. Washington responded by offering military aid, advanced training, and modern equipment, helping to strengthen the Philippines' defense capabilities. As regional tensions rose, old ties were rekindled. The two nations began working more closely, rebuilding trust and cooperation. The Mutual Defense Treaty became more than just words on paper. It was tested by new threats and reaffirmed through action. Today, the alliance is more visible and active than ever before, with both sides committed to mutual security. Joint military exercises, high-level talks, and clear promises of support now mark a new era of cooperation, one that is ready to face the challenges of the 21st century together. The Philippines sits at the very heart of the Pacific, a sprawling archipelago made up of more than 7,000 islands, each with its own unique landscape and culture. From the air, the islands appear as emerald jewels scattered across the deep blue sea, forming a natural bridge between continents and oceans. Its strategic location makes it a true gateway, connecting the vast Pacific Ocean to the busy South China Sea. This crossroads is not just a meeting point of waters, but also of cultures, trade, and power. Whoever controls the Philippines can monitor and potentially command the vital sea lanes that carry ships from every corner of the globe. Every day, hundreds of vessels pass through these waters, making it one of the world's busiest maritime highways. To the north, the Philippines lies just a few hundred kilometers from Taiwan, placing it at the center of any regional security strategy. This proximity means that events here can ripple across East Asia in an instant. US and allied forces rely on the Philippines as a crucial link, allowing them to move quickly between bases in Taiwan, Japan, and South Korea. The archipelago acts as a forward outpost, enhancing rapid response and coordination in times of crisis. In the south, the Philippine Islands open up sea passages that connect the Pacific to the Indian Ocean, making the country a key player in global maritime trade and security. Major shipping routes hug its shores, carrying not only goods and oil, but also the hopes and livelihoods of nations dependent on uninterrupted trade. Any conflict or instability in these waters could bring global trade and energy supplies to a standstill, affecting economies far beyond Asia. This is why both the United States and China view the Philippines as a strategic prize, each seeking to expand their influence and secure their interests in the region. The islands of the Philippines are more than just land. They are stepping stones for power, influence, and control in Asia's most important and contested waters, shaping the future of the entire region. The South China Sea is one of the world's busiest waterways. Over $3 trillion worth of goods passes through these waters each year. Oil tankers, container ships, and fishing boats from dozens of countries rely on these sea lanes. If the sea were blocked or fought over, global trade would suffer. Beneath the waves, the South China Sea holds vast reserves of oil and natural gas. The sea is also rich in fish, feeding millions across Asia. Control over these resources means power and prosperity. Undersea cables run along the seafloor, carrying almost all of the world's internet data. The South China Sea is a global lifeline for trade, energy, and information. Stability here is critical for the world economy and billions of people. China claims nearly all of the South China Sea as its own. Its 9-dash line stretches deep into waters also claimed by the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. Chinese ships regularly patrol these areas, sometimes confronting other nations' vessels. Beijing has built artificial islands with runways and military bases, reinforcing its presence. In 2016, the Philippines won a major victory at an international court in The Hague. The tribunal ruled China's claims had no legal basis under international law. China rejected the ruling, calling it null and void. Since then, Chinese Coast Guard and fishing boats have continued to operate in disputed areas. Many countries, including the US, have called on China to respect the court's decision. The struggle over the South China Sea is a test of international rules and the strength of alliances. To respond to growing threats, the US and the Philippines have ramped up joint military exercises. Thousands of troops train together on land, at sea, and in the air. Drills like Balikatan and Salaknib cover everything from amphibious landings to cyber defense. The US is helping the Philippines upgrade its bases, lengthening runways, improving ports, and installing radar systems. Some bases are close to disputed areas, allowing for quick response. New equipment, including advanced fighter jets and surveillance planes, is being delivered. Technology sharing is a big part of the partnership. Drones, satellites, and cyber tools help spot threats before they escalate. All these moves are designed to make the Philippines stronger and more secure. But with every upgrade, tensions with China rise. The real risk is that a small incident could quickly spiral out of control. The United States and the Philippines aren't alone in this. Japan has supplied ships, planes, and training to the Philippine Coast Guard. South Korea has provided radar systems and fighter jets. Australia, the UK, and some European countries have joined in naval drills or sent ships to support open seas. This growing network of allies is building a security web across the Indo-Pacific. Joint exercises now bring in more countries, sharing information and planning for emergencies. As China becomes more assertive, its neighbors are finding new ways to work together. The Philippines is at the center of this web, a key link in a chain meant to keep the Pacific safe. With more ships, planes, and bases in the region, the ability to deter aggression is stronger. The Philippines, backed by the US and its allies, sends a clear message: it will not stand alone. This show of strength can help keep the peace by making the risks of war too high. But deterrence is a double-edged sword. More military activity means more chances for accidents or misunderstandings. Sometimes, a single collision or mistaken signal could trigger a crisis. The region is like a tightrope walker, balancing between peace and disaster. Leaders know war would be devastating, but showing weakness could invite more problems. That's why careful communication, clear rules, and strong alliances matter. The Philippines now stands at the center of Pacific security, shaping the future for the whole world.